Brought to you by Penguin.
Lost in Music, a Pop Odyssey, written and read by me, Giles Smith. This book is for my mother and father. As Randy Newman said in Vine Street, that's a tape that we made, but I'm sad to say it never made the grade. That was me, third guitar. I wonder where the others are. Forward. The book you're about to listen to first came out in 1995. It tells the story of an attempt I made during my teens and early 20s to parlay some limited skills as a pianist into a culture-altering career at the pinnacle of international pop stardom. I don't think it really qualifies as a spoiler to let you know that this didn't quite come off. And at the same time, it tries to investigate some facets of pop music's extraordinary allure, how it gets under our skins, climbs into our heads, shifts our bodies and our moods around, and all the things about it which made me want to scale pop's Everest in the first place. But of course, 1995 is some way behind us, and the world into which this book was published is very different from the world in which it now re-emerges. Why, the person who wrote the pages that lie ahead was someone who maintained a wall of carefully archived compact discs, instinctively reached for the music of Whitney Houston at moments of emotional need, spent a lot of energy idly pondering what Stevie Wonder might be up to at any given moment in any given day, and became unreasonably excited at the prospect of new music from Prefab Sprout. Whereas, all these years later, the person writing this new foreword, well, now I think about it, he too maintains a wall of carefully archived compact discs, still reaches for Whitney Houston when low, continues to spend far too much time pointlessly considering how Stevie Wonder might be spending his day, and is actually measurably desperate for Prefab Sprout to release something new, however short or long. And yes, on reflection, I guess the narrator of Lost in Music, who declares himself guilty of all kinds of mysteriously irrational practices in front of the browser bins at record shops and fairs, would probably have felt he had quite a lot in common all in all with the person who, just the other Sunday night, was the successful and only eBay bidder on a mint condition vinyl copy of Wendy and Lisa's 1989 album Fruit at the Bottom, which he already owns on CD. So perhaps I need to go easy on the completely different world stuff. At the same time, there is, of course, one thing that has been entirely reinvented since 1995, following years of unignorable warp-speed change and innovation, and that's the way we access music. Our Prefab Sprout, our Whitney Houston, our Wendy and Lisa or whatever. Yes, my wall of CDs is still there, not far from my CD player, my record deck, my amplifier and speakers. But they feel a bit like buildings which have been left standing, battered but intact, after a hurricane has blown through. In the past couple of decades, those items have mutely witnessed an entire revolution in how we get to our music, and how much of it we can now get to. The person who, in these pages, weeps with gratitude at the invention of the Walkman portable cassette player and the life-altering miracle of being able to listen to Denise Williams's Let's Hear It for the Boy upstairs on the bus, would have needed a long lie down in a darkened room at the prospect of an even slimmer device just around the corner with the capacity to carry upwards of 40,000 carefully chosen songs, all permanently available at the slide of a finger and the click of a digital wheel. And he would have had to lie down again at the news that the iPod would in turn enjoy less than a decade of true supremacy before it, too, was swept into obsolescence by the arrival of something called streaming, which would produce instant access at all times to pretty much everything ever recorded. "You'll be doing it all on your phone, music-wise," the voice of the future would have sagely told my pimply Walkman.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?